It was announced by Dan Lanning today that Makhi Hughes requested a red shirt, and it is granted. Danny, what'd you say in the break?
He's transferring.
I would imagine that that's what's going down. And
it's either that or he's protecting himself for the NFL draft. It's one of those two things.
Yes.
So this is something you're going to see in college football. This happened at Oklahoma State this morning as well. Brett McMurphy reported that Oklahoma State's leading defensive tackle, they're probably their best defensive player, is redshirting. Why? Because Gundy got fired. And now
he's out.
He can honestly, he can transfer right now. Because when your coach gets fired, you now can transfer. Now, that doesn't mean he can go play for somebody else, but if he wants to go to another program right now and go
practice and
be a part of stuff, he can. And I wonder if Hughes is, he can't do that because Lanning hasn't been fired, but if he's already kind of starting that process, or if he's just going to shut it down and maybe try to prepare for the NFL draft. I don't know what side of that's going to go, but this is the world that you're in right now in college football. I'm not against it.
I'm not against it either, especially because, my biggest takeaway when we talked, when we interviewed Tyson Alger and talking about this Penn State game and leading up to it and it kind of being the start of the season in theory, we knew 10 guys weren't going to touch the ball. We knew it wasn't going to be like Oklahoma State or Oregon State or Montana State, that he was going to have his guys and call on them. And guess what? The guys, we know who they are.
I'll tell you
it's
right now.
Hill, it's Lamar, and it's Davison. Whether Davison's running decoy and then blocking downfield, because that was a huge moment for him, or putting his booty in the end zone.
I mean, Davison is a touchdown vulture, and it's fantastic.
And I'm here for it.
I love a big old thick boy who's just like, you need 4 yards, I'll give you 3. You need 2 yards, I'll give you 3. That is my kind of dude. I love a guy like that.
And so I think Micah knows that Makhi knows he's too far down the depth chart.
It's crazy. Number one.
And Lanning says, cool, dude. See him.
Oregon, get the ball to Deer Hill. Good God, that guy is terrifying in the open field. Holy crap. But it is nuts that Makhi Hughes ran for 1,500 yards at Tulane, and he's not touching the ball.
Yeah.
And I get it. I look at that Oregon running back room. It's been
at Tulane.
Dude,
should have stayed at Tulane.
Tulane's been really good, but the idea that if Darian Mensah and Makhi Hughes stayed at Tulane would probably be a
16th ranked team in the nation.
I was going to say top 15, legitimately, because
you're your G5 leader in the clubhouse after Boise State and USF.
Because again, Mensah has been phenomenal, and Makhi Hughes is clearly a very good running back.
And Duke is not very good. Mensah's been good. That team's not very good.
But yeah, but that's the interesting thing about all of this in general, of like where this stuff lies. But I kind of like this because it does give guys freedom to do things. It does. You're not stuck legitimately.
It's kind of playing fair with the transfer portal rules.
And this is where
because you could hold them captive and say no.
Well, that's what happened. I mean, look, Baker Mayfield has talked about this.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to go somewhere in a red shirt because I had to sit out a year.
We were talking about baseball and guys manipulating the system because DeLauder, this doesn't count as service time.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the kid for the Guardians today is making his major league debut in center field.
He's got an error and a walk.
He's got an error and a walk. But this is how insane of a circumstance this is. This is the 6th time a player in Major League Baseball history has made his debut in the playoffs. This is unheard of. That's such but the second I saw it, I looked at you and I go, well, doesn't start his clock.
but that's what I'm saying. And I think that's kind of the new wave. And this is where I give Dan Lanning a ton of credit. And, we were having a conversation a while ago on the YouTube chat about the national recognition for Oregon. And I think sometimes, you do need a natty that will booster it nationally. But also I think some of it is a little lazy East Coast media. Oregon uniforms are cool and that's all we know about them. But those are the little things that are going to start to gain your program recognition, why other kids are going to want to go to your program. When you can say, what if let's pretend this is the conversation behind closed doors. Coach, I'm not in the top 3 of the depth chart, am I? And even coach says, you know what, Makhi, keep working every week. We're going to give you opportunities. And when you get your opportunities, don't push them down. He says, how about I just redshirt? And then that leaves me options. And for Lanning to say, yeah, we'll do that. He'll still probably try and recruit him and keep him at Oregon. Or if he walks, he might say, we're cool without you.
This is not an Oregon thing. This is not a Lanning thing. This is why you don't have depth charts in spring camp, in summer camp, and even in fall camp. You're trying to hold on to guys as long as possible. Oregon's going to have to make a decision next year at quarterback. Does Nova said if Dante goes to the NFL, does Novosad take over? Keely Smith
Right.
Jr.? Like, you just kind of go down the
Or
list.
you go into the transfer portal.
Or there's one of those, because you're going to lose one of those guys. That's just going to happen. I mean, you saw it at Penn State. They made
if Dante comes back, Novosad's gone.
but that's what I mean. Like, that's why I was going to use the Penn State example. Drew Aller opts to come back. Bo Perbula ends up in Missouri. Like, that's the nature of this beast now. And so, but it happens across the roster. And you also have the guys that you kind of, de-recruit. Like, you ain't it, dog.
And maybe that's where he is now. And
I don't think he's one of those guys, but maybe he's not one of those guys for them.
I don't think so either, but I don't want to sit here and
you don't run for 1,500 yards and not be a dude.
Right.
You might not be the dude, but you're a dude.
And I don't want to sit here and slurp Lanning, but I hope that is a precedent that's set in the transfer world, because that will resonate to other kids.
Being honest.
Yeah, if Moore goes to the NFL and the heir apparent is Novosad, okay? But you're a quarterback that's getting recruited to come in, you now know, okay, I'm going to take a shot at beating him out in camp. And if I don't, maybe coach will let me do that. And maybe he won't.
But look, Dante did Dante comes to Oregon last year and did what I think a lot of young guys in this country are not doing, and I give him a ton of credit. He sat there last year. He sat there last year,
and you don't see that.
And honestly, I think it might have made him tens of millions of dollars.
But we're gonna switch over to Ohio State here in a second. Julian Sayin is having a tough time over there. If Day decides to recruit someone in, what stops Julian Sayin from saying to Ryan Day, "Hey man, did you see what they did with that kid over at Oregon? You think you could redshirt me? Give me an extra year. Let me go play somewhere else." It might be a trend that starts. And I would love to see that, because I think it meets a little in the middle.
Yeah.
It's not giving player complete control. It's not giving coach complete control. It's kind of allowing the system that we're all worried is broken work.
I mean, you can just opt. You can just say it. I'm going to redshirt.
Yeah.
You got your 4 games, and at that point in time, after that, its decision has to be made. But it's an interesting spot.